everyone. Oh god. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna try to ignore the smell of my stinky armpits from McDonald's. So, everyone, if you guys didn't know, I'm trying to research synchronicities, and I sound like a nerd, but like literally, I'm just going to share my whole collection of synchronicities that I've had happen to me in the past. And I'm going to tell you guys about what I'm thinking about, like what I was thinking about at the time. And I'm going to, they're not going to be in chronological order, but they'll be in it's just what happened. Like, I'll tell you guys exactly what I was thinking about and exactly how I felt in that moment of manifestation. So this is just going to be a collection of synchronistic events. So maybe this will help scientifically explain synchronicity, because I really think there's a science behind synchronicity more than what we already know. Like, obviously, we don't know the answer. We can't explain synchronicity. Not yet. But, literally, there is a science behind synchronicity. Like, there is a reason. But, I don't know. Like, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a regular person. I'm a regular human Joe, doing synchronistic events. I think every person in the past doing research was also just a regular Joe, and also probably insane like me. I'm insane. But anyway, so I'm going to share with you my story, and I've had so many synchronicities in my life where, a lot of it was just weird. And I've had spiritual events that weren't synchronicity, but that were weird. So I'm going to be sharing those with you today. So hopefully that will help with some scientific research in the future. But yeah. So with synchronicity, a lot of the time I imagine something, and sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it. Sometimes I'm just being a human being, and I'm just thinking. And sometimes I just think about things like, oh, well, I really like this guy, I think he's so cute, and then I start imagining, us having, some sort of fun, flirty conversation or something like that. And then, months in the future, that exact conversation ends up happening, and I was like, whoa, how did that happen? Was it because I imagined it? Was it a preordained destiny? I don't know. Was that me seeing the future in the present moment? I don't know. Maybe my brain is just a time machine. My brain, the brain is a time machine. The brain is capable of having memories, these videos and these collections of events that we could just go back in the past and pretty much experience every thought, every emotion, and everything else that we felt in that moment. And the images that flow through our head, we can see those. And the brain is like a time machine in a way. I mean, sure, we can't go back in the past completely with our brain, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe we can. But I don't know, there's research to be had on that thing. But, yeah. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that there's science behind synchronicity. And, okay, so I'm going to share some synchronicities. So, I've shared some in the past. I'm going to share some now. It's just some weird random ones. So, I remember when I was with my ex-boyfriend, Miles. Okay, and he used to abuse me and beat me up. Okay, so I was with him, and, I was going over to his house one day, and I was thinking to myself, I really need to lift weights. I think I should lift weights, I think I should lift weights so I can become stronger. And then when I got to his house, his friend had gotten him a whole new weight set. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I was just thinking about how I needed to lift weights. And apparently, the universe had given me exactly what I thought I needed. It was giving me, just what I thought I needed to do. And it wasn't me trying to manifest it. It wasn't me, it wasn't directly for me, but it was in my life because I was going over to his house and I know for a fact he wasn't going to use them. So I was thinking to myself, yep, that'll be me using those, And then I started lifting weights. And then, literally, that's just how that happened. And I just think that that's so weird because, okay, so at that time, I was thinking just about how he was abusing me and how I needed to get stronger. And my brain was like, yeah, I don't know if I had thought that he was going to get a new weight set. I might have thought that. Actually, I might have thought that his friend was going to bring him one because there's stuff like that has happened. I might just be psychic. I think everyone is psychic. I think our brains are all energetically connected, and I think that we all have psychic powers. Psychic meaning, like psyche, like the brain, the mind. Psyche and psychic are, kind of two in the same. They sound alike. They have to do with the mind, energy, stuff like that. And we're all connected. We're all intertwined. Also, I'm going to tell you guys some other synchronicities. Sorry about that. This is a collection of some synchronicities I've had. Just random ones that I remember. So, another one was, I was laying in bed with Miles. And I was thinking about my other ex-boyfriend. His name was Rennell. And he really liked Godzilla. And I was thinking about him just randomly. You just have random thoughts. Just random shit. So I was just thinking about him. And then all of a sudden, Miles, right next to me, when he was laying next to me, he goes, Godzilla! And I was like, what the fuck? Because my ex, Rennell, was obsessed with Godzilla. He was obsessed with Godzilla. And the fact that I was just thinking about him and he randomly said Godzilla, Miles, the guy next to me, did not ever say anything about Godzilla the whole entire time we were together. But right when I think about my ex that obsessed over Godzilla, he says Godzilla randomly? What is that? That is a prime example of the interconnectivity of the human mind. So, I sound like such a nerd. No, but this is literally it. So, the human mind is intertwined with everything around it, like the environment. Everything is spiritually connected in a way. It's intertwined, even inanimate objects. And I know it's weird, but I don't know. It's just really weird. Everything is made out of energy. Everything is made out of the same energetic force, okay? Even this fan is made out of energy, okay? It's made out of weird atoms and dark energy or whatever. Who knows what this fan's made out of? I don't know. I didn't make the fan. But I'm going to tell you what. We're all made out of the same kind of thing. We're all made out of magic. Now, by magic, I mean energy. Because energy and magic are two in the same. So I think the witches back in Ye Wen were they were masters of using their energy. Not using magic itself, but I think magic and life itself is energy. Magic, energy, same thing. Energy is magic. If you think about it, if you think about magic, I think about energy. And I think the magic is real. And I'm going to tell you guys something else. When I was younger, I used to think, I really wish magic was real. I wished for it, and then I also wished that I could be God. And I'm going to tell you guys something. So, when I got older and stuff like that, I started to realize that magic was real. Sort of. It feels like magic, at least. Energy, magic, whatever. You could call it whatever you want. You know? And the imagination is also like a magical thing. So I can lay back and relax and think about a chicken. What do you see in your head? A chicken? How's that possible? I don't know. How come I see a chicken when I think about a chicken? How come I see a booger when I think about a booger? How come I think about a leopard when, like, you know, I see a leopard when I think about a leopard. Stuff like that. It's like, why am I able to bring this object into my brain and see the image? How can my brain see an image if I'm not using my eyes? That's kind of weird. Unless we're hallucinating. Are we hallucinating? You know, there was a point in which I was really into drugs. And I was thinking to myself, drugs are really like, life is really like a giant drug trip. Like a giant DMT trip. And then you wake up when you die. And then you go, oh shit, I'm actually God. I'm actually God having this weird trip. I'm God, and I don't know. But yeah, sorry, I'm just really weird. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do know something, and that's that I don't know. But I have questions, and questions are what we really need to find the answer. Because without the question, there is no answer. Because we don't know what we're looking for, you know? That's a good quote. Good quote by me. Oh, Mr. Scientist. So anyway, I don't know. But let's think about more synchronicities that I've had. I've told you guys about the time I was talking to this guy on the internet, and literally, the guy on the internet, don't look at me, I'm sniffing my armpits. But the guy on the internet, I was talking to him for an hour on the internet, and then I go outside and take a walk. Something told me to go outside. It was myself. I told myself I should go outside. I should listen to myself, and I should go outside and go on a walk. So I went outside on a walk, because even though I didn't want to, I said, yeah, I should do that. Just 'cause. And then I go outside, and then right as I go outside, I see him. And I never saw him ever before in my life. I saw him on his bike. And I was like, wow, if I wouldn't have listened to myself, that wouldn't have happened. If I wouldn't have known that I was so smart, that would never have happened. So yeah, that's it. And I'm going to tell you guys something. There's something weird in this world. Oh! I'm a goofball. And I'm also like a weird scientist. I'm like a fake scientist. I'm a fake scientist that knows that they don't know. But that means I know. You know, I know that I don't know. Which means that I know. Yes, I'm like Dalai Lama now. I'm sorry. So anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I said I'm like Dalai Lama now. Okay, so literally, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm like Dalai Lama now. So anyway, synchronicity. Synchronicity is one of these very important aspects of life that we cannot yet explain scientifically. Nerd. I need to stop being such a nerd. But Any whore. Any whore. Any hooer. I really don't do crack. No, I'm just kidding. I never did crack. But I'm just telling you guys, don't do crack. Maybe that's a sign from the universe. If someone offered you crack, you gotta say no. Just because I said so. Well, anyway. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Okay, synchronicities. Synchronicities are very weird, uncontrollable, yet strangely, it feels like well, it's not controlled. I don't think that's the word. I think the word is like you're steering it in a certain direction, but it's natural. You're like steering it, the manifestation, into a certain direction, and it's a natural phenomena that happens. You know, it's a natural phenomena that happens. Therefore, we don't need to worry about it. However, it's also natural that I am so curious about it, and I have a lot of questions to ask Mr. Scientist. Mr. Scientist, I has a question for you. Why is it that synchronicities happen? You don't have the answer. That's why you need to do your research. I've been doing my research internally because that's where all the magic happens. That's right, the magic happens internally. Sometimes you just gotta think to yourself. You gotta go, why is this happening? Sometimes you don't know. Most of the time you don't know. And that's okay, because there's gonna be an answer eventually, even if it's not now. Sometimes you wonder, God, why did this happen? And then you meet the love of your life. Well, now you know. You know? God, why did my car break down? And then a few hours later, you and your friend go to the circus because you don't have a car and the circus is right there. And then the circus guy, he's the hottest guy you ever seen, and then he sees you in the audience and he throws his handkerchief at you. And then after the show's done, he grabs the handkerchief from you and he smells it and he goes, "You're so beautiful." And then he goes, "God, did you know you're so beautiful?" And then you're like, "Wow, but you're so hot. And you're telling me I'm so beautiful?" And he goes, "Yeah, are you single?" And then you're like, "Yeah, I'm single. My car just broke down." And he's like, "Oh, well, guess what? I'm a mechanic." And then he fixes your car. And then he takes you home to his house. And then y'all have sex. And then y'all get married. And that's how it happens. Sometimes it's just nature. Sometimes it's just God. I don't know if that's the word. God. I still don't know what the word God means. What does the word God mean? God. What does that word mean? I really don't know. God. They say God can control all things. But can it? And how do you know? You're not God, are you? But if you are, then you can't control it. What if God can't control it? What if that's why the bad things happen? Because even God doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. That sounds so mean. Even God doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. God doesn't know it's God. How would God know it's God? It can control everything, right? Is that how it knows? But how would it know that it can control everything? You know? How would it know that it's God? You know? What if God doesn't know it's God? What if God doesn't control everything? What if God is us, and we don't know that we're God, and we can't control everything. I don't know. I'm asking questions to get the gears flowing, to get some questions fucking answered. You know? God. A very mysterious word. God. What does that even mean? God? What? Who came up with that word? God. What? What does that even mean? What does God mean? God? The fuck? I don't know. But you know what I think? I think God is all of us. I think God is all of us. And I also think God's just me. I have a lot of things that go on in my head. I also have thoughts for others. I think for other people. So I'll think in my head, oh, Jasmine thinks I'm ugly. And, yeah. I'm just using that as an example. That's a girl I work with. But anyway, I'll be thinking, oh yeah, she thinks I'm so ugly. So that's like me thinking for somebody. You know? Why would I do that? Unless we were all interconnected. I don't know. I might just be weird and a psychopath. Yeah. I don't know. But I do know one thing. That I don't know. It's that I don't know. I know that I don't know. That's a good quote. I know that I don't know. So, yeah. Hello. I really don't know what I'm talking about. And I want to know what God means. What the fuck does God mean? God? You can control everything? Or God is energy? What is God? Poop on the floor? I'm sorry. And why do I have hands? What? Isn't it so weird that we just have hands? They look like claws. They look like claws. We look like little monster creatures. Who came up with this? I want to know. Who came up with this weird creature? These weird creatures that are in this world called human beings. We have claws and weird noses and eyeballs that can see and teeth that we can, and tongues we can taste and shit. That's so weird. Who came up with this? Something came up with this, and imagination. Imagination came up with this. Imagination is the force of God. Imagination is God. Maybe that's the answer. Imagination is God. That makes sense. Because imagination can see all. I had an epiphany. Imagination can see all. Imagination can look into the future and the past. Imagination is God. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh. That would explain a lot. Holy shit. That would explain a lot. Because everything that I've like imagined has kind of became true. What? I'm so scared. God is my imagination, bruh. What the fuck? God is my imagination. God is my imagination. Holy fuck. I just had a shithole. I had a shithole of God experience in my head right now. That explains why thoughts and feelings, they're all a part of your imagination. You have thoughts because you have an imagination. So when you think Jasmine over there thinks you're ugly, it's because you're using your imagination and you're imagining her thinking you're ugly. What the fuck? What the flying fluck nugget? I don't even know. What the fucking shithole? God, my pets stink. But I'm telling you guys what, God is your imagination. That would explain, holy shit. Sorry, hold on, I gotta pick my ear. Sorry, that feels really good. Have you done that? Like plunged your ear with your middle finger. I'm so sorry. Well, anyway. God is your imagination. That would explain everything. That would explain why I know the future. Because God is my imagination. God is my imagination. God. Oh, bitch. God is my imagination. I can't control everything I imagine. Maybe some of it. I think I can just imagine it, and I don't know. But God is my imagination. God is imagination. What is imagination, though? Energy? It's magic. Sorta. Holy shit. We're made out of magic. I'm gonna tell you guys something. There's something funky up in this universe. Up in this body of human. Weird fingers made by God. Imagination. Have you seen the weird creatures in the ocean? Hello? What? Who the fuck thought of that one? Who the fuck thought of the anglerfish? And the gulper eel? Oh, Jesus. That shit's scary as fuck. The fucking goblin shark? He goes like this. He goes like this. He goes like this. No, he goes like this. You watch, he goes like this. Hold on. He goes like this. No, the goblin shark, he goes like this. That's exactly what he does. He goes like Have you seen the goblin shark? Look up a gif of the goblin shark eating. It looks like this. Watch. It really does. It goes like this. That's just fun. I'm sorry. But yeah. God is the imagination. God, I'm so smart. I'm such a smart nerd. I'm so smart I don't know anything. Which means I'm so smart because I know that I don't know. Right, Albert? Albert knows. Oh no! Albert knows. I'm gonna show you guys Albert. Are you ready? Albert Einstein. Oh no, my cover's been blown. I'm actually Albert. I'm actually Albert Einstein, everybody. Oh no. My cup has been blown. I'm so sorry. God is the imagination. God, I really am Albert Einstein. I'm Albert. Ew. That's how Albert Einstein acted. But we don't know because he's dead. Unless I'm Albert. Sorry. Holy shit. I got a giant mane, bruh. I got a lion mane going on. Fuck. I'm a literal lion, bruh. I'm a lion. Well, anyway. God is the imagination. God is the imagination. No, I just thought that was a funny joke. It was. Thank you for laughing. So, now we're going to talk about synchronicities again, because if you watch this far, that means we could be friends. Well, probably. So anyway, gotta get a lot of hair. Oh shit, I almost pissed myself. I hate when that happens. Well, anymore, what am I talking about? Y'all know, just we're like ape creatures. Look at that. I'm an ape. I'm a curly ape. I'm the best kind of ape. I'm the curly ape. You're not a curly ape. You're just a straight ape. You're not a great ape. You're you're a straight ape. That's what I'm gonna tell the next straight guy I see. I'm just kidding. That's like a slap on the face. I'm so sorry. Well, anyway, what was I saying? Synchronicity. The marvel of all. No, but I'm serious, everybody. The universe is like this hair. It looks like the infinity symbol. Do you see it? Like, I'm not joking. It really is like this. It's like the infinite loop. You know? What if... Oh, I can't do that anymore. Okay, so what if what if everything you imagine is real? That's scary, but it could be true. Actually, it could be true because I told you guys in my scary manifestation videos, those were real. The story in which I listened to Ghostmane and I thought that it was the devil's music. And I was walking around town listening to this and I started thinking it was the devil's music and I got so scared. And I really believed it was like the devil talking to me through his music. And all of a sudden I look on the wall and guess what the fuck I see? I see a moth with an upside down cross on its wings when I was thinking that. And then I said, oh, time to stop that. I stopped thinking about it because I didn't want to believe in it anymore because obviously it's starting to happen. Hello? That is a prime example of God being the imagination. Yeah. God is the imagination. That is a definite prime example. Hello. I was using my imagination. Also, that explains this thing I had with celebrities. So I was listening to these certain celebrities, and it was like Yolandi Visser from Diane Ward, and I was thinking about like her songs, and then she started talking about manifesting free stuff, and then I thought they were like gonna kidnap me, and then I started seeing like free stuff on the ground when I was listening to her music. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just thought it was really weird. And then the one with Billie Eilish, that one was really weird. I'm gonna tell you guys. I think it was because I was using my imagination. But yeah. The one with Billie Eilish was the one where I don't know, I was playing pretend. I was like, oh, Billie Eilish is my soulmate. And then, like, I was like, God, give me a sign. If she's my soulmate, then I'll see this guy riding his bike, this specific guy that I knew. And then all of a sudden I see him on his bike, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's just a coincidence. And then I go, well, if I see, I heard a moped coming up behind me, and I said, oh, if this motorcycle has pink lights, then that's my soulmate. And then, lo and behold, that bitch doesn't have pink lights. And I said, oh, that's just a coincidence. And then I started thinking that I needed a ride home. And then my ex came and showed up out of nowhere and gave me a ride home. That's exactly what happened that day. That was really weird. I'm not saying she's my soulmate, but I was using my imagination and it was working. So I think if I ever meet my soulmate, I'll probably have to do that. Yeah. So yeah, if you want anything, use your imagination to get it. You can use your imagination in any way, shape, or form you want. You can think about the devil. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you guys something. It's something ill and disgusting. And I'm sorry. But, oh God, I don't want to talk about it. Maybe, no, because I'm on the internet. People are going to think I'm a psycho. But I am. So yeah, I wish bad upon somebody. These specific things. Very, very evil. And they ended up happening. Because I used my imagination and I said it would happen. And then it did. There is also that. I'm not going to tell you what it was. It wasn't good. I'll tell you that fucking much. You ask him, don't ask me. I bet he can figure it out. But anyway, he ain't gonna watch this video. Unless he does, then get away from me. Stalker, motherfucker. I haven't seen him in like, what, 6 years? He probably won't watch this video. But anyway, hopefully not. But yeah, so there's that. Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm using my imagination to get what I want. What do I want? They don't know. They don't know what I want. Now what? What if I don't know what I want? Then what? I guess I'll just let it do its thing then. Yep, I'll just let it run its course. Because I don't know what the fuck I want. You know? The fuck do I want? I don't know. Do I want a celebrity to come fuck me? Maybe. Oh, maybe I do want that. No, but they have to give me everything. And that was the moment the wind blew. That was the moment the wind blew and crinkled the windows. The wind went, and then the windows went like a signal. It does that. I'm scared. Okay, I think I need to stop doing that. I'm afraid. What if I see something weird? Oh my God, I'm so scared. No, because I use my imagination. And sometimes my imagination scares the shit out of me. Even when I get what I want, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Even when I get what I want, it scares me. Because I use my imagination to get it. And my imagination is a little weird. It's a little crazy and a little I mean, when your imagination is going in the wrong direction, imagine that your imagination is always real. And then you start thinking scary thoughts. No wonder I saw that upside down cross moth on the wall. Yeah. What if I do want a celebrity to fuck me? Maybe. But maybe I don't. Because honestly, I don't even like people. I might just want to be alone. No, because, like, I started manifesting some weird stuff when I, like, focused on it. Like, when I was using my imagination to get it. I started manifesting, like, signals. Just signals. Like, hell yeah, sure. Like, the world was going, yeah. That's it. Yeah. You know? The wind blew. And then I heard the train right as I said that. Weird. It does that sometimes. Sometimes it uses sounds. Like, I used to think about certain thoughts, and then I'd hear a car crash. That used to happen to me. I'd you know, use my imagination to think that sounds in my outer environment were giving me a signal about what I was thinking about. And stuff still happens to this day. It used to happen constantly because I was always constantly using my imagination in that direction. I used to use my imagination like this. Everyone else is connected to me in my head. And everyone else knows what I'm thinking about. I still think that. I still think everyone else knows what I'm thinking about. I don't know. It's really weird. I think it's like a vibe thing, but it's also just weird. Because, as I said, empathy and telepathy are like the same. So, why wouldn't I think that? But it's also like this. I'm just really weird. I don't know what I want. I think I'll get what I want when the time's right. I think when I use my imagination, I'll get what I want always. Because my imagination is God's work. You know? God is the imagination. Therefore, God is doing its thing at all times. And I shouldn't worry about it. You know? I don't know what I want. Do I want to be rich and famous? No. Not right now. The fuck? For fucking what? So I can have a bunch of creeps on me? Do you understand how creepy people are? People are fucking creepy. And rich? For what? I'm lonely. I'm lonely, and being rich, I don't even feel real. You know? I don't even feel real. What would being rich do? Make me feel less real. Because I'm like, oh, I have all this money now. Look what I manifested. I must not even be real. I must be in a dream. I'm just in a dream. With my big, beautiful mansion and my millions and millions of dollars. Great. That's really dysphoric as fuck. I don't think I would want that. I think I would want to be happy and feel real. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I've been spending a lot less time on the internet. And I noticed I'm a lot happier. Now I'm making this video because, research purposes. Also, you can see how I am when I'm alone. This is exactly how I am when I'm alone. I talk to myself. I make jokes and crack myself up. I'm just absolutely ridiculous. And that's okay. Because guess what, bitch? I'm alone. Yeah, I'm alone. And also, life doesn't feel real. Maybe because you're on your phone all day. You're on your video games all day. And that isn't real life. No wonder life doesn't feel real. You're not living it. I hear an airplane. Time to travel. That's what that means. Not for me, maybe for you. But for me, it's time to be an adult and keep a job for a while. And that's what I'm working on. And I'm also working on research of synchronicities. And I know I'm a little crazy. I have mental illnesses. And if you make fun of me, you're just a piece of shit. So, how's that? Oh, we already knew that. If you make fun of anybody, you're a piece of shit. Because guess what? You're just a piece of shit. That's my quote on that situation. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I was saying, that eye contact. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm going to be keeping like a diary of my manifestations and like synchronicities. Probably, maybe. Just for research purposes. That's what they all say. No, but I am serious. That's what I'm doing. And even if I don't record it like right away, I'll definitely probably make a video about it. Whenever it happens. Oh yeah, I'm going to share this other synchronicity. So one time I was in... No. Well, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this. I had a crush on this guy at Wendy's. He was like a customer. And years later, after I quit Wendy's, I drew him. And I told myself I'd get a sign from the universe tomorrow. And guess what happened? The next day, I go to Wendy's. Okay? I get a sandwich, and then I leave. And then I go to work. And then, at work, I haven't gone to Wendy's in 2 years since I've worked there. At work, the next day, I get a text from someone who said that my phone number was on the bathroom wall at Wendy's. I haven't been there in 2 years. And it was the day after I said, oh, I'm going to get a sign tomorrow. I haven't been there in 2 years. And it just happened to be that day that I said I would get a sign. And it was a customer at Wendy's. It was just really weird. And I go to the bathroom there, and guess what? There is no phone number. That's really weird. I'm scared. I hear the wind blowing, and I'm just really scared. That's really weird. I think about that now, and that's really weird. What the fuck? What? Oh my god. Sorry. I'm sorry. Half the time my life doesn't feel real, and the fact that that happened and there was no phone number. There was no phone number on the wall. That's really weird. That's like a fucking ghost texted me or something. I know it was a person, but like, what? That's really weird. Stuff like that happens. I just now realize how weird and creepy that was. Life is weird. Okay, and now we're going to talk about a different synchronicity. We're going to talk about the time. Oh, yeah. Riley. My buddy Riley. My buddy Riley. So I had this buddy named Riley. He was a guy. And he was a meth head. I had some weird synchronicities with him. I had told myself that I loved Riley more than anyone would in his life because he was such a meth head and an evil bastard. And when I went over to his house, he said, "Look, Scarlett, my mom has this book and it says Scarlett on it." And I think that was a synchronicity to him because I was there. And I loved him. He was my buddy. Hello. And he was an asshole. He treated me like shit, but in his defense, he was a meth head. And meth fucks you up. I never did meth. But I hung out with him for a month. That's it. I'm going to tell you something. That was fucking crazy. So, I always used to call him because I wanted to keep him away from the meth. So I'd kind of like try to call him a lot to keep him away. It was just me worrying, but like literally, it was just, I don't know. But like, here's the weird things that happened. We're just gonna skip that. So I was at work. I talked to him at work and I was like, yeah, we're gonna hang out. And then, I text him after we get off and he's still at work and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come over there and we can hang out. Because we said we were gonna hang out. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna check the weather. And then I bike right over there because he took too long to check the weather. And then he kicked my stuff when I got there. And he told me, oh, plans change. You should have waited until I texted you. And then he takes my bike and he rides around the parking lot with it. And I thought he wasn't going to come back. And then in my head, I was like, should I call 911? This is a new synchronicity I never talked about. It's not new, but it's like new on my channel. So he was riding around for 20 minutes. I didn't see him. Okay, I thought I needed to call 911 because I thought he just took my bike. And then he comes back with my bike and he types 911 into my phone. Synchronicity. That's what happened. That's what happened. He knew something. Okay? He knew something. Funky. He's telling me to call 911 on him? The fuck? But I was just thinking about doing that. That's why it was so weird. He typed it in. Why would you type it in? That's just really weird. I don't understand that. That's not the only thing. So after that, I still hung out with him. Unfortunately. I never did meth still. I still, to this day, have never done meth. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. Just very emotionally inept. very dead inside, you know? I don't want to date. I don't want to have friends anymore. I'm just tired of people. Because all the shit that happens to me, you know? And I don't care anymore. I really don't. I just don't want people in my life. That's the fucking gist of the situation. So, even after that, I was still hanging out with him. I was still worried about him, and I still cared about him. So I'd still call him. And then I was in the car with my mom one day, and I was like, well, Mom, I have a feeling Riley's gonna call me. Not a second goes by, and I get a phone call from Riley. Not 1 second after I said, Mom, I think Riley's gonna call me. He calls me. Is that weird? Synchronicity. All I had to do was tell my mom, I think he's gonna call me. Maybe sometimes all you gotta do is just talk to somebody about it. That reminds me of this one time when I was on the porch with my mom. This doesn't have anything to do with Riley. This has something to do with Elijah. So I was on the porch with my mom. We were sipping wine. And I was talking about Elijah. And I was like, Mom, I love Elijah. I love him so much. And I really miss him, and I wish I wouldn't have broke up with him. I wish I could have him back in my life. I wish that blah, blah, blah. And then as we were talking about him, he pulls up on his bike right in front of my house. He was going to his house. And then I was like, oh, this is my chance. So I go, hey, Elijah, you want to come in and sip some wine with me? So that's what happened. He's like, yeah. So that's what we did. That's what we did. Yeah. I remember that. That was a synchronicity. Because we were just talking about it. And he pulls up on his bike. You know? It's a sign. It's supposed to be here. I think so. You know? But what does a sign mean? A sign. From what? That's the question. From what? A sign from what? 'Cause the only thing that could give you a sign is something that knows what you're thinking about and knows everything about you and knows every emotion, every experience you've ever had. Is that you? You give yourself the sign? I don't know. Maybe you're the one that tells yourself, that's a sign. And you're always right. Well, maybe it is a sign. I don't know. But yeah. It's really weird. It's really weird that happened. Have you guys had anything weird happen like that? I've had so many weird things. It's not even funny. I have so many. I could write a book about it. And I might. When I get old, I might. Because when I get old, I'll have all of them. That's why. I'll have all of them. And they all might make sense later. you know? I'm going to tell you guys about the time where here's what happened. I dated Elijah, and then I imagined that his cousin, Moises, would ask me out or ask me for something, like flirt with me. And that didn't happen until like 5 years later. Okay? 4 or 5 years later. I imagined it. It was after I went to Hawaii and then I came back to Richmond. Because he stopped me in front of Kroger. This guy that I imagined in my head years and years and years ago that would ask me for my number or flirt with me or whatever. Because he was his cousin and I wanted revenge, sort of. Because I was like, wow, Elijah doesn't love me. Let's go for the cousin. Maybe the cousin will ask me. And then, lo and behold, he kind of did. Years and years later. But still, it happened now, didn't it? Just really weird. In front of Kroger? Of all places? In front of a fucking Kroger. Okay. But yeah. That's it. That's really weird. But yeah. So, yeah. What else? Just have a lot of weird things in my head. And a lot of weird experiences I've had. But I think I'm going to cut this video short now because I want to dance and I'm thirsty. I want to drink some oat milk. So everyone, thank you for listening. If you watched this much. If you didn't, goodbye.